Hey guys, what's going on? Yes, we are filming from the Canon still. And I will admit, I got a little upset with the fact that this camera doesn't quite hold up to what I saw before. And what I mean by that is the only reason why I picked up this camera is because other YouTubers that bought it are actually filming some pretty impressive looking video. And I don't understand why I can't. And as I'm one-handed trying to untie my dog, who is fucking licking my hand while doing this. Okay, this is not the best monopod in the world, that's for sure. Anyway, normally I have this thing on the Gorilla Pod, but that's where the GoPro Hero is currently sitting. So I've been dicking around with some settings. What I've done was I've locked the camera into a manual focus mode. So now it won't sit there and do its typical point and shoot camera range. I don't know what I can do about the graininess, guys. I really don't. That's just the camera. I am unfortunately not able to return this camera because unlike every other company out there that sells stuff like Future Shop and Staples that give you a decent trial time before you can return it, the Source has a weird setup. Basically, you have 7 days from the time you purchased it. If the product hasn't been opened, you can return it. Cool, right? Or lightly used, as they say. If it's been lightly used, you haven't opened it, you return it for a full refund within 7 days of the purchase. It's been well beyond 7 days. We're currently August the 8th. I'm pretty sure I bought this camera on July 18th. So the other option is 30 days. You can return it as long as you have the receipt, which I can't find. I have no idea where the heck it is. I probably tossed it. And at that point there, you can return it for a basically store credit. But what they do is they knock 25% off for restocking fees. So that means I basically paid like $400 for the camera, $411 for the camera, and they only want to give me a whopping, let's say 25% off. So I'd probably be lucky if I walk away with $300 store credit to use to buy something else, because they got to knock the camera down 25% to resell it to somebody else. So what I decided was I'm not going to return it for store credit because the Source has nothing I want, because they never do. They're mainly a Bell store that sells a bunch of cell phones and shit and the odd good little doodad. However, I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna figure it out. So far I figured out how to turn off the autofocus so it's not ranging like a son of a bitch. I figured some stuff out with the audio, so maybe that sounds a little cleaner. I don't know. I just gotta work out the problem with the grainies, but I'm pretty sure that's the sensor doing that. What I might do is try filming in 30 frames per second. Maybe the high frames per second is the problem. Maybe this camera just does not want to do 60 frames a second. This is the first point and shoot I've ever purchased that can do 60 frames a second. I was excited when I saw that feature. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna kick it down to 30. And let's see how that plays out. So things might not be as awesome in 30, not as smooth and stuff, but guys, it's just a freaking vlog. Who cares, right? You know, we're filming on ScrewTube. Already I see the screen looks a lot brighter. Everything looks a lot brighter. I'm also using I turned off auto white balance and I sent it the tungsten lighting to see how that would work. And I'm hoping we get a better result off the camera, because the Sony, like I said, it was a good camera for its time, but its faults caught up to it. And one of the faults is the way you gotta download the data off the camera. You gotta plug it in through that stupid USB cable that's built into the handle, or the wrist strap. And after a while, that basically breaks down. It's like any cable, right? Your average USB cable can only be plugged in, what is it, like 300 times, and then it just stops? Rather than putting a port that you can plug into, or better yet, making the camera not so awesome that you can use expandable memory that doesn't set you back the same cost as the camera, why not just put a friggin' port that you can plug a USB wire into it? And when that wire wears out, because they always do, you pitch it, go out and spend $9. It's because Sony wants you to replace your camera. They gotta make their money off their camcorders. And they ain't gonna make money off camcorders if they last 2-3 years. Unless they release some pretty sick features that make you go, oh shit, I need that, I'm gonna run out and buy that. Okay. The other thing I wanted to talk about was that Dell laptop. So I've been doing some research on the graphic issue, and a lot of people said what you need to do is you need to update the drivers on it. And I was like, well, I did update the drivers on it. I used that shitty software that came with it, the Dell Assistant software, to go and check for any drivers that were out of date. And that's when I found the BIOS update, and it ran that and put that in. But it didn't update the video driver, didn't update the chipset, and guess what? The freaking hard drive has an update. The hard drive. I've never, ever in my entire life, ever had to update the firmware on a hard drive. And guess what the firmware update does? Corrects the problem with caching. With caching! This is why the friggin' hard drive is running so slow. Apparently the onboard 64 megs of cache are disabled by default on those drives, and you gotta install this firmware to actually utilize it. That would have made the drive as fast as the one in the MacBook. I guess the reason why I've never had to install any firmware updates on hard drives is because I always use Western Digitals and they just work right out of the box. Unlike good old Seagate, where you get like maybe a year and a half, 2 years off the thing, or you know, however long the warranty is, plus 2 days, and then it just pops like a zit. I'm gonna go and try and run some driver updates. I'm not gonna use Dell's software. I'm gonna use Dell's website. Download the new software, install it on there. I won't be able to test the hard drive, for instance, because, well, it's not installed. It's still running off the 1 terabyte, or 1 terabyte SSD. And I found out what's going on with the SSD. Yes, guys, today is a lot earlier. It is currently Saturday the 11th. I just got off work, so I'm gonna try some shit with this laptop. I gotta get to bed soon because I gotta be up at 7 a.m. tomorrow, but I can figure around for a while. I gotta be at work for 7 a.m. So as long as I'm in bed by, say, around 11 p.m., we're golden. So we're gonna try some shit with this laptop, see what we can see. Hopefully we can fix some stuff. Sorry for the grainy, sorry for the quality. As you know, can't return the camera. The store credit is the only thing I can get, and no slim pickings. The Source does not have the G7X in store. You gotta order it from the website. I'm not about to do that. I'm gonna use this camera, and if people don't like it and it really bothers them, well, you can always unsubscribe and go watch someone else, because I don't know what to tell you. This is how it's gonna be. I did film the other day with the GoPro. It worked out very, very well. Kind of sucked in some dimly lit areas, but I could probably fix that with some post-production if I can figure out how to do better post-production. It's all a learning curve, right? I'm not a video editor. I'm not a movie producer. I'm none of that. I just learned all this shit on my own, and I'm still learning as I go. That's why, you know, the original videos of the camera sucked, because I put the camera in video mode and clicked go. So that's what happened. So I'm wondering if the reduced frame rate might resolve the problem with the grainies, because, you know, when a camera doesn't have to update so often, it might accidentally let in more light. And I noticed the view screen's a little brighter, so maybe the rest will be a little brighter. Maybe 60 frames per second was too much for it. I don't know. But anyway, people, I'm gonna head upstairs and get some shit going. Let's do this. Okay, I think this thing fell asleep or was turned off for some reason. Probably did one of those Windows updates, who knows? Who knows with these computers nowadays? I'm gonna have to check this. I just love how quickly this stupid thing boots, and then you just, and away you go. Beauty plan. Okay, so what we're gonna need to do is we need to go to Dell.ca. I was trying to look up that issue with the purple screen, and I think the issue is the damn sumbitch. So let's go over to support, go to drivers and downloads. I'll just type in Inspiron 5575, hit the old enter key. It should find what I'm looking for. Come over to driver downloads. It knows it's Windows 10 64. This has one of those reverse trackpads on it where, like, to scroll down the page you push up, and to scroll up the page you pull down. If you ever used a MacBook, it's the exact same way. It's pretty cocked. Let me just turn off this fan, because that's probably just sounding awesome in the camera right now. Okay, so down here, I don't know how well you guys can spot this, but hopefully you can spot it pretty good. If not, we can always utilize a little bit of a zoom effect. Alright, there we go. So what we need is, see, the Dell update application, which I have no idea where the heck that ran off to. That doesn't matter, it doesn't work. We have a chipset driver here, which was updated on August 9th. We got the computer on August 8th. And there's an Inspiron Raven Ridge system BIOS update that was released on the 11th of July. We already have that one do we? Do we have that one installed? Yeah, we have that one installed. We're good there. I should probably make sure this is actually in the shot, eh? So then we have an audio driver. Audio works fine. It gives a shit. Dell update application doesn't work. Support assist doesn't work. So what we're interested in is this one here. No, not that one there. The one right here. Here's the memory card reader, and this one here, which was updated on the 9th. Now I'm wondering if that's going to resolve the problem with not being able to use that NVMe drive, which is actually not NVMe, it's friggin' SATA SSD, for crying out loud. I didn't realize that was going to be a problem. So this package contains the AMD Raven Ridge chipset driver supported on the Inspiron, blah blah blah, Windows 10. System. This package has a failure rate of no response as low as 0.86 while resuming the device from S4 S3 suspend. Okay, whatever. that's not the problem that we had, but let's see if it fixes anything else. So let's just install this. Also, this one here, the AMD Raven Ridge VGA driver, was also released on August 9th, 2018. This is one day after we got the computer. So we're gonna go ahead and click on the old download button and grab this sucker too. And we're gonna update the chipset and we're gonna update the video card in hopes that the purple screen of doom goes away when we play video games. Okay, cool, let's do it. We can install your system. Okay, so we'll go ahead and hit install. It's probably, maybe, gonna bring up something. Is it? Not? Hello? Fly. Doing anything? Hello? Oh, there it is. It's a little bit slow as it was optimizing its packages. I don't even need to read accept and install. Currently installed is 11.7. Checking for new drivers. 7.4 is the local driver. Frick are you doing? Which one did I download? I downloaded 7.4. What the heck is this other one? Let's just install it. Let's see what happens when we install it. Your software has been installed. Reboot now. Okay, thanks, bye. Okay, we're back in. This thing gonna connect automatically, or do I gotta talk to it? Well, we'll just see what happens here. Okay, anyway, now I want to install the VGA driver. Oh, gross. VGA driver. What the fuck is smart screen? Do you want to allow this app? Yes. What am I clicking on here? Okay, install. Now it's probably gonna do another one of those laggy things where it sits and spins and makes me ponder life. What is life? Is life good? Is life great? Man, this thing on my chin is getting out of control. I'm gonna have to do something about this thing. It's got a lot of grays. Okay, accept and install. So, currently checking for new drivers. Where is it checking? So the local driver and the currently installed are exactly the same. So, install this one. Express. Just install it anyway. It's already on there. We'll just put it on there again. So I did have the latest and greatest. Son of a bitch. Here I thought for sure I was gonna get this here all fixed up and be able to play. Whoa, what's going on? Hey Windows, do you know if I have that drive? Well, this is doing that. Can I see my NVMe drive? I'm gonna say no. 1.7 gigs of Dell support, 10.99 is the image, and all it sees is the CD burner, and this disk is 0. I found out, for some reason, I don't know, the documentation says you can install a SATA or a PCIe or a SATA M.2 in that slot and it'll work. It turns out you got to install an M.2 PCI in there, not an M.2 SATA. That's the reason why it's not working. A lot of you probably already said that in the comments. I had to look it up to be sure. I found out the problem. So, I don't know what the return policy is on it. However, my battle plan is to not return it. What I'm gonna do is you can buy an enclosure for it and you can use it as one kick-ass USB disk on USB 3. Sorry guys, autofocus turns itself on every time I turn off the camera, and I gotta remember to manually turn it off. That's gonna be a pain in the cock all the time. So, see that it gets blurring out, it's like, oh, I don't know what the fuck is on. Ah! Such an aggressive focus system. I gotta figure that one out. Alright, let's just log back in with a little touch of the power buttons. And, oh, what? Dropbox, got 20 gigs of free space. I could use that. Well guys, I don't think we fixed it. Something tells me we didn't fix it. So let's go up here to settings, and we'll take it out of full screen, hit apply, hit close, alt tab. See, if you alt tab it looks fine. As soon as you go back to the game it gets all freaky deaky. Alt tab, totally can see everything. Come back, cocked over. Alt tab, fine. Come back, cocked over. Don't understand what is going on. Always had issues with AMD everything. Yeah. So, like, am I doing anything with scaling down here that I can see? I think that says 100. Looks like 100. I got the graphics at the very low. Hit applique. I don't understand what is going on. Then I'll go back into full screen. Hit apply. Still decked. We go into windowed. Hit apply. Oh, looks fine. Oh, looks fine windowed. Of course, I'm only getting 18 frames a second now. It's the full screen mode. Why would full screen cock over the program so bad? That doesn't make sense. It's like as soon as you go full screen and you... Oh, now it looks fine. Now it's okay. Why? I don't get it. And I bet you if I went Alt-Tab, now it's all screwed up. So when I Alt-Tab, it's sticked. I bring up the Windows, it's sticked. Man, that is some funky shit. Okay, that's gonna... And now Windows is completely botched. Like, I completely reversed the effect. Okay, so I don't understand what is really going on. I don't even know where the restart button is on this C-sucker. It's around here somewhere. I'm just gonna press the power button because I instructed it to shut it off when I do that. Well, that looks alright now. I don't understand what's going on with the scaling. That's gonna take some more research, guys. It's obviously a software glitch. I want to say it's something to do with Windows 10 and this Vega chip. I think it has to do with that pop-up that came up. What's this Dell update button? Let's see what this does. Oh, it brings up this thing. Okay, check. What do you got for me? Got anything? I'll take anything you can give me. I'm gonna try that optimize button in the Dell stupid software and see what happens. But I think it's a Windows... I remember a while ago when I first set up the computer and played PUBG, this stupid notification kept jumping up and minimizing the game that asked me if I wanted to let Windows do some smart scaling, and I pretty much told it to take a hike. I probably shouldn't have done that because now I don't know how to get it back. So I'm gonna do some research on my own time right now and I shall return. Oh wait, what do we got? OS recovery tool, Raven Ridge driver, and we'll tell it to automatically restart the system after we're done. Okay, you boo. I'll be right back. Gotta do some research. This is driving me nuts. Alright guys, I'm basically blaming this one on the AMD software here. This AMD settings page. Just gonna try and get the camera situated here. There we go. What I've done was I've disabled the player unknown battleground profile. I'm gonna disable the... There's no disable option? Really? There was totally one for this. What the hell's the Grand Theft Auto profile then? It's all the same bullshit. What is this? Okay, well I'm just gonna leave that there alone. I'm not gonna worry about GTA. But I went into global settings here, and this here originally was set to AMD optimized. I just changed it to use application settings, and changed this one here to use application settings. Shader cache, if you turn it on, it's AMD optimized, and you can turn it off. I'm just gonna turn it off for now, see what happens. Let's close out of here. Back the camera back out so you can actually see the screen. And we're connected on Wi-Fi. We don't have to reconnect. Okay, good. Steam is lit. Good, good, good. Let's launch some PUBG. Let's see if the sea sucker's gonna go rainbow bright on us, for crying out loud. Let's play some acid trip in PUBG, boys. Woo, woo. Imagine actually trying to play like that and you get some kills. People are like, what are you playing on? You're like, LSD, man. Didn't work. Still shitty. Well, son of a bitch. What is causing this? Like, I've never ever had a problem like this before. I've never seen it until trying to game on an APU. It's a shame because she's scoring some good frames by the looks of it. Like, I can sort of tell that this is, maybe this is Predator view. Maybe that's what I have it in. Alien versus Predator view. How the fuck do those guys get around seeing like this? Doesn't make sense. Okay, well, let's go ahead and exit the desktop again. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to get back out of that. Okay, I got more research to do. Okay, I'm right. It's a scaling issue because I just set it to, like, if I go back out the windows here, you see how everything's like super big. I literally set the background to 720 or 1280 by 720. Now it's fine. Everything looks, is an event mode? Let's see event mode. All players spawn with 20 grenades, a Molotov, a level 3 protection gear, and a frying pan. Oh, it's a grenade throwing match. Ooh, well that sounds fun. Okay, no, I can't do it. So there we go. Now that we know what the problem is, now I just need to find out how we're gonna fix this. I guess for the time being I can just swap in and out of 720p, but all I did for that was went down here to display settings and just changed that, and then away she went. So now we figured out what's causing the problem. Now we just got to build a resolution. So I'm probably going to dick around with this here on my off hours, and when I figure it out I'll post an update and let people know. Because right now, that solution that I just did of changing the resolution, that's what everybody's doing with these Vega cards. They're changing the resolution to match what they want to play at. Like, one guy's trying to play CSGO and he's trying to play at 4:3 aspect ratio, so he's forcing his panel to go letterbox, so he's literally cutting off the sides, and that's how he's rolling. Well, that's no good. Some people want a 4:3 aspect ratio but stretch 16:9 so it looks ridiculous because they want to play CSGO like that. So let them play CSGO like that. But it is what it is. What can you do, right? So I retract my previous statement about this laptop. Is it good? Well, it's pretty quick. I wish I would have known more about the SATA port or the SSD port on it, that it's NVMe and it doesn't support, sorry, that it's PCI and it doesn't support SATA, so that's upsetting. I misread, and you guys probably already corrected me in the chat. Keep in mind, today it's the 11th and this is probably going out on the 28th. So 19 days later, you're probably also, or 17 days later, holy frig, Adam, do math. So you're probably saying, Adam, why are you so ahead of yourself? Well, I've been excited to film lately. I've been having a lot of fun doing this. I realized I'm still having fun doing this. I'm having fun making videos. Will I go daily? No. Is there a chance that the videos will slow down over time? Sure. I'm gonna run out of things to film. Right now I got a bunch to film. Got this new computer to play with and do videos on, and that's what Dell wants me to do. So that's what I'm gonna do. We filmed the initial launch. We filmed upgrading the shit out of it. And I'm probably gonna tear it apart again, and we're gonna put the old hard drive back into it, do the firmware update, and see if that wakes it up. I'm pretty sure it will, because it's a 5400 RPM hard drive with a good amount of cache, and this drive has 64 megs of cache, really wakes it up. When the cache isn't there, it's not so good. But you probably already knew that if you're a computer guy. We're probably gonna try that out, and if the NVMe drives ever come on sale, I'm probably gonna get one for it and then clone the OS over to that and call that a day, and that'll be another video. What else? Like I already told you about the camera, no point in returning it. Won't get anything, well, I'll be taking a loss. I'm gonna figure around with this camera and try and figure out a solution. I looked up online, there is some solution for the noise. Only problem is the application itself is about 80 bucks. It's called Neat Video. I don't know if you've heard of it or tried it yourself, but basically what it does is in post-production, it has the ability to remove noise from a video. Usually noise is caused by low light situations, right? And when I was filming at 60 frames a second, I was getting a lot of low light situation, mainly because the shutter speed was having to double to keep up with the 60 frames versus the now 30, therefore less light getting in, therefore making a darker image, and as you know, that's what everybody was complaining about. This camera was dark, tons of noise. Apparently it made it look like stuff was crawling up the walls. Also, people hated the audio, but I think I may have that under control now. And I think the shakiness people didn't like, but I didn't have the image stabilization turned on. I do now. So like I'm shaking the camera left to right a little bit, and it might not be noticeable. I don't know. But I do have that turned on, which may have kind of cropped the footage a little bit, so I might look like I'm really close to the camera, but I'm doing my best to keep the damn thing away from me. Somebody said I should get one of those Jaboy Gorilla Pods or whatever the hell they're called. Well, I'm actually sort of using something similar right now. I don't know what the heck this is. It's like Next Tech branded. Straight out of the source. Bought it back in a long freaking time ago when I used to film with a flip, and I just kind of sat in the G6 for multiple years, and then I took it out and threw it in the garage and never looked at it again. It became the home to a couple of spiders. Yes, so that's exciting. Now it's back in action. I use it as a monopod, and when I got to set up the camera for a shot, I can set up the camera for a shot, so that's a bonus. So we're going to keep using this camera. I'm going to figure out all the problems with it, see if I can iron them out, because like I said, it was a $400 camera. If I return it, I'll get like 300 bucks back. To buy what? Yes, the GoPro Hero 4 does have good sound, I found, and filming with it is pretty good too. I might make more vlogs with that. I don't know, while I work out the bugs with this guy. The only thing I didn't like about the GoPro Hero 4, which I can quickly remedy if I ever find my batteries, is the battery life is low, but then again, that battery's been in it since I got the damn thing. Now some of you are probably saying, well Adam, why don't you return that camera and go buy the GoPro Hero 5 or 6? Well, I thought about it. I looked up the GoPro Hero 5 and 6 on ScrewTube, and there was a guy doing a comparison, and this is what I found weird. He was comparing the GoPro Hero 5, or GoPro Hero 6, sorry, with the camera I have, the Hero 4 Silver, not the black, which is like the Big Daddy cool 4K video at like 30 frames a second. She can do her apparently, I don't know. Mine can do 4K, but it's like at like 15 frames or some nonsense. It can do 2K at 30 frames, and then 1080p at 60, and 720 at like 240p for slow motion footage, which is really cute with Oreo when he's this fluffy, because he starts running around and his fur is just going everywhere and it looks adorable. The audio off of the GoPro Hero 6 sounded shittier than the audio on the GoPro Hero 4, which I found very, very odd, because you'd think newer revisions of the camera would have better features you know, better audio, better video, better battery optimization, stronger structural integrity, just an overall better build. But it's like GoPro went backwards on the audio, figuring that 90% of the people who buy GoPros just dub some music over top of their footage because they buy it to do skateboard tricks or snowboard tricks or water skiing tricks or, you know, athletic sports stuff where you're not talking to the camera like I do. So the audio just gets thrown in the garbage anyway and they just dub over it. That may be the case. Now, I also tried my old Session, but I noticed the Session has this weird... It doesn't take in the light as good as the GoPro Hero 4 does. Still, the video looks good on it. Don't get me wrong, the video looks really good on it. And it's a neat little camera because, like, it's tiny as frig. It's just a little cube. You know, you plug it in, battery charges, and away you go. But it does have that issue with the video, and it's only a mono channel mic, which not a big deal. A lot of the times people don't even realize it. So anyway, people, I think for the time being this might be the end of the 60 frames per second videos. We're going to tame her down to 30 frames, which I have no problem with because they render faster, and that also means I can throw more bits at it and make it a little bit more retain its natural resolution. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe 30 frames, resolve the problem. And like I said, right now I got it on tungsten filter for white balance, which probably isn't the best because the green screen behind me should be a lot more vibrant than that. That's what we're gonna do. So hopefully this fixes things. Hopefully this makes things better because we're stuck with this camera, boys. It's the way she goes. So anyway, people, on that note, I'm gonna shut her down here. I'm gonna edit up this video, do some more research on that thing's a little problem with scaling. But at least we have a temporary solution. I don't like it, but we got one. We'll figure it out. Anyway, people, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, click that like button. Any questions, comments, concerns, down below they go. And until next time, peace and frig out.